All right, so I don't actually even know how to start a electric vehicle. So what do we do?
well, first you got to get out, run around the car 3 times,
Exactly.
then say abracadabra.
Amen. Exactly.
No,
actually, the first thing I need to do is probably put on my seatbelt.
Yeah,
so let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the first. That's the very
That's
first thing.
the first thing.
Yeah.
All right.
And then foot on the brake, and
Foot's on
then
the brake. Oh yeah, yours is just like mine. Power start. Okay.
Yep.
How do I know if I'm started? Am I?
wait for it. You got the automation. Okay, above the gear shift over there in the left corner,
Yes.
you see that green ready?
Right there. Ah. Okay.
Yeah, that's how you know that the car is on.
That's very crazy because again, I'm
You're
like,
not gonna hear it.
I'm waiting for that brum,
Right.
you know? Even with my little V6, you know, I'm
Right.
just like waiting for the sound. Okay.
Right.
So
Yep.
this one's different than mine, but it's obviously the regular vehicle. So now we're in drive. And we're good to go.
Yep.
Wow. This is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird to not have any sound at all.
No sound at all.
Okay, so I know with the E-Ray that
Uh-huh.
they're gonna have a weird little sound on it.
Yes, and that's because their electric motor is integrated into a ICE motor.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So there's no way that you would not have a sound.
Gotcha.
But the regular normal EV that's not a hybrid
Yes.
is
So, but even if it's in stealth mode, it's still gonna have that
Yep.
that scream. You know, it was a weird sound, man. It
Yeah.
was ugly.
yeah.
I hope they change that. I know they said it was a pre-production sound. I hope it is.
I hope it is too, because that's not very stealthy.
No, or even what I would consider an attractive sound you want your
Right.
car to make.
Right.
Oh, it was ugly.
Hey, I don't want to be that guy, but I do need even if it's a automated exhaust sound, I do need that. So
Yes.
I hope that there's a company that makes an exhaust sound for EVs.
Right.
You know?
I would agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The same ride's exactly the same as my truck for the most part. I mean, granted, I realize it's not like the suspension's
Right.
really different or anything, but
Also true.
yeah, but I feel like I'm driving a regular pickup truck with even the fact that I don't hear the sound isn't that weird because, you know, when I do play music, I don't hear it anyway. So I don't know. It's weird that it doesn't seem that different to me. I expected some serious differences, except for the power. Holy cow! I mean, I got to be careful because I've seen a few cops, so you might want to
Right?
get up a little ways.
Yeah. Wait a little ways before you hit the accelerator, because it's not a gas pedal.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know
hadn't
what to
thought
call
about
it. I don't know
That's
what to call
a good
it.
question.
Yeah.
The accelerator pedal, I
Right.
think that's interesting because you don't call it a gas
Right.
pedal.
I mean,
And-
you can say gas pedal. We know where it is,
Right.
But it's not really a gas pedal.
Nah,
Yeah.
that's
I don't know what they call it.
just like we can't say how many miles per gallon it gets.
Right.
It's how many miles per charge.
Miles
I
per
guess. Yeah,
charge?
I liked
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
man, but so what did you tell me was the horsepower in this?
This is about 670, 680 horsepower.
Yes.
All-wheel drive. I don't know the numbers of the torque, but it's instant torque, and it's up there. I'm just going to say, let's just say 700.
I got to tell you that little bit of acceleration. I can't go fast because there's a truck in front of me, but
Right.
it feels good.
Hey,
I gotta be honest, it feels good.
dude, when I tell you that I did not know anything about EVs
Yeah.
before this truck came.
Yeah.
And once again, I was never by a Tesla. You couldn't give me one.
Right.
But I went to the dealership when this car arrived, and I took it for a test drive.
Uh-huh.
As soon as I got on the service road, I hit it, and it pulled me in the seat, and it kept pulling.
Wow.
I immediately turned around and went and signed the papers.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I believe it because again, like you said, you're about sport car type, speed
Right.
and things like that.
Right.
Not just I'm trying to go green. I'm just trying to buy something that's fun.
Right. Exactly. Because everything else was big horsepower, dude. Wide body Hellcat.
Yeah.
Even my F-150 that was a V8 had the 5.0 with the 10-speed Triton transmission in it, and I flashed the ECU and did a Diablo tune on that one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah.
everything else was big horsepower.
Yeah.
But when I drove this, it drove better than all the rest of the stuff. And the instant torque was always there.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, here, take my money.
Exactly. Make me less. Bring down my bank account real quick.
Right.
I'll drain it.
Right.
Which we're gonna do a little. I want to punch it right here. I want to kind of get past some people. I'm curious because the last time I've ever really enjoyed that kind of power, or not power, but my last experience with something electric was a go-kart, or the go-karts that oh my gosh, dude, that little bit right there gave me it made me lightheaded. Like,
it's gonna pull.
It is. And I've got to. So here's the thing. I got to get back to doing more launch control. I haven't been able to do it in the C8 06
right.
in the C8 yet because I hadn't fully broken it in.
Right.
If I haven't done it in a while, that head rush that it gives you your whole. It didn't take me long to be like, whoa, where all the blood was rushing from my head. I want to do it again. So, I love it. Oh my gosh. They're not kidding. I cannot remember the name of the one that's Porsche.
Taycan.
Taycan. So I was with the guy that owns Blackout Tinting, Josh, his dad, him and myself and Justin from Horsepower Obsessed.
Yeah.
Where I picked him up at the airport. We were going somewhere, and he just kept telling me he I don't remember if he has one or he just drove it, but he kept telling me, "You'll love it." And I was like, "Nah, I won't, dude. I won't."
Right.
I'm not. It's electric. I
It's
don't
electric.
care.
I don't.
And he's like, "Oh no, you've got to drive it."
You're
yeah.
resisting.
I was like, "Back,
Right.
Satan, stand
Get
back,
behind
Satan."
me, Satan.
Exactly. And I was like, "He's just crazy."
Right.
He's right. I mean, I just from the Ford Lightning, if I go to the Taycan, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's any quicker, but that little bit of exhilaration right there was freaking awesome. It also makes me want to go get the C8 and try to, do the launch control in it, because I've only done it in the C8 one time, and it wasn't in mine. It was at another one with Robert. But all right, is anybody behind me? No. So let's punch this thing.
Nobody behind me.
What's that dude doing? Okay, good.
Stay in it. Stay in it. Stay in it. It's still pulling. It's still pulling.
I love it. Wow, that was quick. That was fast, quick.
Right.
Whew. I love the feeling. That exhilaration is just so awesome, man. It's in a truck.
Yeah.
So, of course, I had the TRX.
Yeah.
And I drove it back from Pennsylvania, and I got to drive it, and it's 702 or whatever it is, and it was also a lot of fun. But I got to tell you, the feeling was different.
Yes.
Like, the exhilaration that you get in this is just more.
Yes, it is. It really is. And this is no shot at them. Hey, a Hellcat in the truck is awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be honest with you. I loved that truck. It was, but I had the C8 coming and I just didn't need it.
Right.
Took a little bit of a loss on it, but it happens. And
it happens.
but it was fun to own. But I hate to say this. I really hate to say this. Like, with every fiber of my being, I hate to say this.
Right.
I might have an electric vehicle down the road soon, hopefully, because
this is awesome, dude. It's okay to say it's awesome.
It is.
It's okay.
I feel like I'm stabbing my own self in the back saying it, but again, you and I talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm anti-electric vehicle.
No.
I am anti-force of electric.
Right, because the government is force feeding it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to go electric, and and the infrastructure is not there.
It's not.
It's not set up for that. Because think about when we had the other major storm, when power went out in half the doggone state, and there was no electric cars. So you're going to put a million electric cars on the grid and plugged in?
No,
they're not ready for that.
No, they're not.
They're not ready for that.
But they don't care, and that's what bothers me even more.
Right.
It's not that that they're. I mean, it is. It bothers me that they're forcing it, but it's that they know we're not ready and they just don't care. They're going to do it anyway, and get us ready, and then maybe I'll feel differently.
Yeah,
but.
I think they're going to make some. Well, I know for a fact they're going to make some concessions because the bill was just passed to put like 7,500 charge stations at all the major gas stations. Right. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be able to go and charge up at Buc-ee's, which is our favorite spot. Anyway,
yeah, it is. So here's my question: because again,
Yeah.
my knowledge base is small on
Yeah,
this.
no.
Are they still free at a lot of these places to charge, or do you have to pay? Because at one point, wasn't it free?
Some places are free. Well, Ford.
Oh, I love it.
Ford.
Scald the tires.
Yeah, Ford gives you 250 kilowatts of charge time for free. I don't know what the other manufacturers or dealerships do with their other EVs.
Yeah.
But I charge at home, dude.
Yeah.
That's one of the things about buying the Lariat edition. The Lariat edition comes with a remote charger, or mobile charger, not remote, a mobile charger that I can plug up to any 220 volt, and actually I can plug it up to any 12 volt plug. But here's the funny thing: if you plug it up to a regular house plug, it'll take about a week to charge up an EV.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, I'll see you next week when I can leave.
Yeah.
So, did you notice much difference in your light bill?
No,
from having it.
No. I'm gonna say maybe for me maybe about 20 to $40, maybe, you know what I'm saying? If I'm saying the range, I really didn't notice that.
It's not
big
enough
of an
for you to
increase.
really focus, you know.
No.
And see, that's the thing.
The light bill fluctuates anyway.
I know.
You
Mine
know?
is always different. And that's the funny thing, too, is I spend so much in gas that if I noticed that kind of a difference, I'd be like, yeah, you know.
But that's what I did notice. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But but I did notice, because I use my my business card, you know what I'm saying, so for my business, so I use my gas card, you know, when I'm conducting work. So by me not having to stop and get gas, I noticed that. I noticed that bill went down.
Very
you know
much,
what I mean?
because I know I'm always at the gas station, and I will tell you. So for me, I would definitely want to have a vehicle like this as a work vehicle.
Yeah.
You know, especially as much as I drive. Have you heard really? I know we haven't had the Ford Lightning out long enough to really know its longevity, but what do you think the longevity is? You know, like how many years you can drive a car, how many miles you think you can get out of one before either you have to have some cells repaired or something like that with the battery, just the longevity of the vehicle. I guess it's a little too early to really tell. Huh?
Yeah, it's really too early to tell, but projected is 8 years, and I don't know the miles, but let's just say 100,000. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I don't have to worry about anything in this vehicle breaking because I bought it brand new. If something happens, it's going to get covered under warranty and repaired and fixed, right? But the EV batteries, just in general, have about a 8-year shelf life.
So one thing that I heard recently, or I've been hearing, is that you don't. Because I'm like, oh yeah, you have to replace the battery and it's super expensive. I've been told that you don't have to replace an entire battery.
Correct.
What they do is they replace like the cells, I believe.
Right. They can depending on how that battery is. So think about the car as having a battery pack.
Correct.
Right? So that means that it's going to have multiple other batteries that's connected together to make the battery pack. So when the cells go bad, they see what section of what those cells went bad, and they pull that one out, and then they replace that one.
So that makes it a lot cheaper.
Makes
you're
it a
not
lot
replacing
cheaper.
the whole entire thing for 10 grand or whatever.
Right.
Or 6 grand, whatever they
Right, whatever it is. But think about it. The battery is actually the motor for this vehicle. So
Correct.
if you're replacing a motor in a car, that would be expensive. Right. But replacing the cell is like, you might be replacing the alternator.
See, I would be good with that because, again, I don't want to be spending a ton of money on a car that I've already spent a bunch of money on.
Exactly.
You know, to own.
Exactly.
But, of course, every car has wear and tear, and you're always going to have repairs.
Yeah.
So, well, man, this thing was awesome. I want to tell you, hey, I want to say thank you to Mark for letting me take this out and drive it. That first little acceleration that I did, caught me off guard. I was like,
you got to look at his eyes. You got to see it in his eyes.
Yeah,
dude.
I know. I'm hoping I got that on video, man, because I was like, I could feel it throughout my entire body. It was awesome. I do love it. And like I said, I hate to admit it, but yeah, this has definitely made me feel completely different. I'm not going to be able to rag on the electric vehicles like I normally do when we do our live streams. I'm like, jump, get rid of them, burn them to the ground. And now I'm like, no.
You got to drive it, bro. You got to drive. It's a game changer.
Man,
it's a game changer.
It is. Yep. I can't believe I love it this much, man. Like,
I told you so. I told you so.
Hey, if you haven't driven one, again, I'm not trying to push the EV market as, everybody needs to be driving an electric vehicle, because I don't feel that way.
Right. I don't feel that way either.
It actually scares me if that was to be the case. But at the same time, there is a market for it, and I definitely think if you haven't driven one, go drive one. Maybe not Tesla. I don't know, unless it's Plaid, but even still. Right. Oh, I have one more last question for you.
No, go ahead. What you got to do?
When you punch it like we were doing, have you noticed like your range significantly dropping? I didn't even look to see where we were prior to where we are now.
I would say yes, because normally I drive it in sport mode, and we did that, dude. But like I didn't even change none of the modes. This is just regular eco mode that is.
Oh my goodness, we're not even in the sport mode.
Nope, we're not in.
We would have really been pinned to the seat.
Yep, and then there's the all-wheel drive mode on top of it's an off-road mode. You know what I'm saying? So it really disconnects all of the other limiters that stop it from being wide open.
Dude, I might have passed out while we were driving. I've been out like a light. And so you're like, wake up! Man,
we got to get on the highway and do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, somewhere wide open where where you're able to hit it because,
Well, I love it. So, hey, you guys, I want to say thank you to Mark. I hope everybody has a great week. This was a blast. Anyway, everyone, take it easy. Have a great week. Peace.